Hello Sagittarius, this is your March 1st to March 15th, 2017 read. For the main read, I'm going to use the Bonfire Tarot. And for the support cards, I'm using the Secret Language of Color cards by Ina Segal again, which I think I used these last go around, for your sign at least. We're doing a Celtic cross. Okay. I wasn't expecting to, but let's go ahead and go with that. Okay. I really wasn't expecting to do a Celtic cross, but hey, it's the way it came through, so we'll keep going with it. So this one, okay, possibilities or okay. There are possibilities. Okay. So the overall energy is the Six of Wands for you, in which I'm really feeling like there's movement going on here. I'm kind of getting a spiritual movement for you. Seeing things like having more of a inside track about what's going to happen. You seem to know where things are going. Whether it be a feeling, intuition, or just flat out you know where things are going because somebody's told you where things are going. You know what's going to happen. You see where things are headed. And I feel like this is an interesting situation because you're moving in a certain direction because you know how this is going to work out. That's how you have a certain feeling about how this is going to work out. I'm getting like it's the in and outs of love. There's a lot you're holding on to here. It's very interesting with this reading because I feel like when you start right off, like in the beginning part of this time frame, from the 1st to the 15th, you got a lot of hopes and dreams, and there's a lot you're seeing can happen, and a lot you want to do, but then things aren't really moving around you. I feel around you like there's some issues. Don't read it that way. Okay. How do we want to read it? We're going to read it this way. Alright, so I thought this was going a certain way, but this is still going the normal pattern. Just for some reason I needed to lay them out the same way you would lay out with Celtic Cross. So that's fine. It was interesting because at first I didn't see that happening. But now I'm seeing how this is kind of reading left to right, which is fine. It's interesting though because I feel like things are looking pretty good here. It kind of changes the outlook of the reading here. I still feel like you see how things are going to go, and you're having certain thoughts and feelings about where you want things to go, but you're right on track with it. Thing is, when you start this time frame, there's enjoying the time you're having is kind of having this, like this card seems to be feeling like it's spinning. And that's the Seven of Cups. This is possibilities. Seeing possibilities and then not seeing possibilities. Seeing things that can help you, seeing things that can hurt you. It's kind of like based on how you're viewing the life that you're leading right now, the situation. It also feels like there's a question here. It's like half full or half empty. This is where you're starting off. If you're feeling half full, you're seeing a bowl of cherries, like, ooh, a bowl of cherries is a good thing. If you're seeing it half empty, you're seeing this bowl, this pitcher, but you're seeing it like there's pits. Like this is the pits. Like you're seeing it as pits instead of cherries. This is setting up this whole time frame. I feel like you're having like a balance of viewpoints. Like you're seeing part of it is great and a part of it is not great, and you're balancing the two. And you're just like weighing out how you're going to handle things going forward. You feel like you already have the inside track about where this is going. I'm also getting like there's a lack of empathy. There's a lack of feeling for the other person. It's just weird. I feel like you're a little stressed, and you're just kind of like you're stepping away from an emotional attachment here. I kind of feel like this is temporary, though. You're just kind of. I feel like you're just kind of over. You're over it in a sense. You've been overwrought, overrun. You're over it. You're over it. This can mean different things for different people, but it kind of seems to fit in the sense of like you're overtaxed. There's overburdened. Like there's too much. You just need a break. You've had enough. So you're taking some time to yourself, and I don't feel like. I feel like you're not really connected with yourself. I feel like you're usually pretty caring, pretty outgoing, but right now something happened where you're just kind of like, I see where this is going, and I just need to step back. And when you're stepping back and taking time for yourself, I feel like this is when you're reviewing. There's a situation that's bothering you, and you're viewing it in both lights. This part's good, this part's not good. The good is really good, the bad is really bad. And like, how am I going to handle this? Because I see where this is going to end up. So how do I want to deal with this? And you're taking a breath, you're taking time for yourself, and you're deciding what you want to do. I feel like there's someone you have to talk with. There's a situation you have to handle. You're in control of some situation. And you're going to say how it goes forward, and you're going to get it moving. But you're having this half and half view of it. It's like it's really bad and it's really good at the same time. You know where it's going to end up, but how do you want to handle it? I feel like it's a repeat of an issue or situation that's happened in the past, and you're seeing it's going to work out great, and there's a lot of possibilities here. You're really happy about part of it, but you're also like this certain piece of it, or the situation always repeats a certain way, and you're kind of trying to figure out how you want to handle that so it's not a huge pain in the butt this time, or needs not as much. This purple, this is the environment below you. There's only one card, which I know. Well, there's not one card. This one section, we have like a wall of cards coming up here. Which, if you know Celtic Cross, you know why that is. Because for some reason, I was led to put them down that way. The purple card here, it makes me feel like somebody is off in the distance for some reason, and it actually means mental clarity. So I feel like this person. Someone is leaving the situation, and it has to happen a certain way. Someone is definitely leaving the situation. But it's good for them, too. But the death card with this purple makes me really wonder. Because death is change. This is definitely a change mindset, literally, sometimes. This purple makes me feel like someone going into the light. It really does. It does. This is a general read, so there's no way that's happening for each of you, unless... I mean, prove me wrong. So hopefully it's not that big a deal. If that, I mean, in the sense of like you see it coming, because like if this is the situation where somebody's leaving, like passing on, remember this is something you're seeing coming, which would make a lot of sense on why you're seeing the good and the bad. Like if they're in pain, you're seeing them being lifted from that pain, and you're happy for them because they're not going to be in pain anymore. But you're also really not happy at the same time because you're going to miss them and you don't want them out of your life. Again, it's a general read, so there's part of the situation that's leaving, and you're having bittersweet emotions for it. Definitely somebody's going to click on this, and someone's passing on for them, and they're having that mixed emotion, like they're not happy anymore, and it's time for them to cross over, and you understand that. But you're going to miss them so much that it's hard to let it go at the same time. It's very like, you're very happy for them because you know their soul will go on and they'll be fine. But you're very sad because you know you're not going to see them again for a long time until it's your turn to cross over as well, which doesn't look like it's anytime soon. Not that you'd want to. Okay. So if this is not hitting in like someone crossing over to the other side, then it's someone's leaving a situation and you're not going to see them for a while, and you're thinking you may not see them again in your lifetime. But the situation is definitely changing because of this. There's a lot of strength to be garnered from this. You're kind of stuck. There's nothing you can do about the change. You can't stop the change. You can't affect the change. It's going to happen. Someone is moving out of the situation. Yet things around you are still strong. You're still doing well. As you go on past this, when this event happens, I feel like this is an event. Somebody leaves the situation. It's a general situation. It's a general read, so it could be literally somebody's crossing over, or just somebody's leaving the situation that you're involved with, and they're not going to be involved with it anymore. You might have a friend who's leaving and moving states away, and you're just feeling like you're not gonna see him anymore. Like the relationship is literally ending, in your opinion. After this event happens, I feel like you have a renewed hope, because I feel like when that situation happens, it's bittersweet. It's very good for them in certain aspects. It's very not good for other aspects. But I feel like your strength comes back, and there's a lot of change you have to go through because of this. Oddly enough, I usually don't read the King of Wands as having all this change, but for him, I'm really feeling like there's kind of like a phoenix feel here to me. I'm kind of feeling like it's rising from the ashes and starting anew. I feel like this is after the event. Definitely after the event. I almost feel like a Rain Man saying it that way. Very interesting, because after the change, the Phoenix rises, you're doing well again. You get the Ten of Cups, everything's back in bloom. You're making the best of the situation, and you're doing really well. I feel like part of the reason you're feeling this way, though, there's messages coming. There's messages of love coming, or like there's support coming your way. There's a recognition of the burden that you're dealing with, the burdens you have dealt with, and the successes you've handled them with. Well, there's recognition of the burdens you've handled and the success that you've handled it with. You've handled it successfully, that's what I'm trying to say. But you're being acknowledged for doing your best through it. I don't know why that's coming through so convoluted, but I apologize. Hopefully that makes sense. But I feel like around you, there's people acknowledging and sending you love. Like, I feel like people are hanging out with you or bringing you gifts or food or something. Something is coming towards you. People are trying to fill the void for you and trying to show you how appreciated you are. And I do feel like that sense of community is there for you when this change happens. Like the reason this card after the change, after the Phoenix rises, the reason this card is so strong is because you feel it. You're involved with the community. You're feeling the appreciation, and the people are acknowledging with love. Like you're having a loving acknowledgement of all that you've done, and all that you're currently doing. And I feel like they're also relating to it. There's other people who also feel the same way you do about the situation, and they're talking with you, and you're helping them. I feel like you're helping them, and you're having like a strength moment here where you're kind of like that beacon for a person who's handling it very well, and other people are kind of like looking towards to try to pull themselves out of this funk, because they feel like even though it had to happen and there's good and bad to it, however this person left, I feel like somebody's leaving the situation, be it somebody crossing over, moving to another state, country, area, or they're just not involved with your area anymore. Somehow they're just not involved with you anymore. And that you're not the only person in this boat. There's other people who feel the same way. I feel like you're connecting and you're bringing strength to them, and you're showing people how you can go forward and still be okay, and you're celebrating the good part. Again, it is a general read, so whether it's crossing over, someone moving away, something is changing. There's definitely a change. I feel like some of you even are moving away yourself, and that's a big change for you. I'm getting like a house reference, like moving into a new house, leaving an old one. But it's hard to leave the old one because there's a lot of history there, and it's kind of like good and bad, because you're really excited to move to the new one, but really sad to leave the history behind of the old one. It keeps going back and forth. Something is leaving, and it has to leave. It's time to move on. Someone or something is leaving, and it has a strong impact on you. You're seeing it coming. You know how it's going to work out. You're seeing the good and bad of the situation. I feel like you actually do have to detach from it. It's not a bad thing, so I hope I didn't convey that as if it was a bad thing, because in the beginning I wasn't sure how to read those cards, but I'm seeing it more as a good thing. You step away, you kind of have an apathetic moment but it's not bad for you. It's almost kind of like just seeing things on paper, just seeing things analytically and reacting to them in an analytical way to decide how you're going to move forward. It's just like that step back from emotion just temporarily. I don't think it's a bad thing. Excuse me. But I feel like you're relaxing at the time. It's almost like the lady in this is in a bubble bath in Four of Swords. That's how they depict it in this deck. And I feel like you're taking time to yourself. You're relaxing. I feel like that's a reference for relaxing. And having a lot on your mind, and a lot of pressure to deal with whatever has to be dealt with, and you're having this apathetic moment that's bringing you strength because it's very temporarily. You're just able to see the analytics of it. This is what's happening. This is going to happen after. That has to happen after that. I need to take care of this, and the other thing. This person's going to do that. But I don't feel like you're being cold. You're just thinking how you want to handle it. Especially because when you do get back involved with it, you know you're going to be back in the trenches with the emotion and everything again. It's only while you're separated away from it, while you've stepped away from it for a while, that you can look at it objectively like this. Okay. All right. I'm just going to recap real quick because I feel like I jumped around a little bit, so I'm just going to go real quick, left to right. And I don't know how long this is going, but hopefully not too long. So when you come into this time frame, you're going to have a moment of relaxation, an apathetic moment that's not bad. You're going to see a situation coming where somebody is leaving the situation, however that may be, crossing over, moving away, moving out of a house that you are used to into a newer house, something like that. You see this coming. This has to happen. This is going to happen. It's not far away. You're getting ready to handle it. Having this apathetic moment, though, allows you to see things analytically, the good and the bad, and what's going to come of it. Because once you, I don't feel like it's very long, and it's just for the purpose of, like, prioritizing. Once it's done, I feel like you're getting back in, and then it's like you're feeling the emotion come back in, and you're getting right involved with it. I feel like it's kind of like it's difficult. There's a kind of an emotional situation here. When whatever happens, whatever changes here, whatever leaves, it's hard. It pulls on your heartstrings. It definitely does. When it's done, there's the good and the bad. There's nothing you could have done to stop it. It's done. There's a lot of good that comes from it too, because I feel like there's a celebration. If it's someone crossing over, it's the celebration of that person's life, and the memories, and just like being so thankful that you were a part of that person's life and that they were a part of your life. Like, I feel like you're celebrating their existence, and I feel like you have strength knowing that one day you will see them again. And you want to remember them and honor them with joy. You don't want to feel depressed and sad because you know they wouldn't enjoy you being sad. That's not something they would enjoy. So you're having good times, remembering the good things to enjoy the moment, to honor them positively. Again, that doesn't have to mean it's a physical death. If it is a literal crossing over death, you see this coming. If it's a friend leaving, you're handling that way. You know, you're handling it. You're dealing with it. You're putting closure to the situation. When we go after that, I feel like you're garnering more strength. Feel like once this is done, once the situation is finished, it's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. You're moving forward very strong. Whatever you need to do to get the situation to resolve and have closure, you're doing that. And I feel like you're a great example to the people around you. Other people are kind of following your lead because they want to move through it too. They feel that when they hear you talk that you're right, and they want to get there, so they're just kind of following your lead so they can feel the way you do, because it feels like you kind of bounce back fairly quickly. It does feel like you bounce back fairly quickly, even though you might not think you will in the beginning. When that's done, everything feels a lot better. After the phoenix has risen from the ashes, everything feels a lot better. You're feeling that sense of community. People are showering their love on you. They're bringing you gifts. I feel like there's food or something's going on here. And they're feeling burdened, and I feel like they're bringing things or including you in things because they just want to be around you, because they feel strength being in your presence. They feel like your strength makes them stronger, and they're just kind of like trying to build their own strength, watching yours, or, leaning on you a little bit. But I don't feel like if they're leaning on you, I don't feel like it's overburdensome. I feel like you're kind of enjoying being that support. It's because I don't feel like it's a permanent thing. It's just a temporary moment. Actually, I shouldn't say this, But I feel like maybe this might go along with your life. You might end up being the support anyway every now and then through your life. So I don't think it's like a foreign thing. It's kind of familiar. Okay. All right. So I hope this made sense. I've already recapped it once, so I'm not going to recap it again. Hopefully, I don't know, people will let me know in the comments. Let me know. Thank you very much for the comments. I do try to read as many of them as possible. Sometimes I go through a day and just read through comments. I don't have enough time to respond to them all, but thank you very much for commenting. And if you want a direct read from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.